Welcome, everybody. Thank you for
Welcome.
joining us. It is Tuesday, April 1st, and this is the Collegiate Racing Series, and our first of many that will go on for many weeks and months and years of webinars directly to you guys, our CRS members. Not all of you, not just yet. Not all of you are members just yet, but we are glad you are here. We wanted to make this open so that everybody could see and be part of our first webinar. So thank you guys so much. We'll get started in just a couple minutes here. We got a lot of people in the waiting room that I need to let in. But for those who don't know, my name is Peter Saddington. I'm a founder of the Collegiate Racing Series, and I'm here with the other founders as well. And you guys can say hello.
Hey guys, Jack Hobbs.
Hey guys, Senator Smith, welcome
And
and glad you're here.
we are very, very excited.
Hey, fellas, Danny White, just a pleasure to be a part of this team.
Danny Wank is our director of sales and partnerships. And so Danny helps us out and ensures that the white glove work that we are doing behind the scenes with all of the schools, all of the administrators, alumni, sponsors, vendors, retailers. Danny has a silver tongue, and so we put him to work and make sure that everyone is feels great doing business with us and helping us grow this amazing project. Silver tongue. Is that a good thing?
Silver
I'm
tongue
not
Danny.
sure. I wondered about that.
I have so many analogies that don't make sense that I use inappropriately and in inopportune times. So I like to keep everybody on their toes. But everybody, once again, welcome for those who have just got in here. Thank you for joining us for the Collegiate Racing Series, one of many webinars that we're going to be giving out and doing with all of our CRS members from here till ad infinitum, until something changes. All right. Well, it's 7:02. I think it's about time that we get started. Jack, I'm going to hand it off to you. Thank you so much, everybody who is here. We are glad to get started. So, Jack, my friend, my colleague in arms, let's go.
All right, guys. Uh, First off, I would like to personally extend a very large thank you from the whole team to every one of you that are on this call. You guys are the founding members, guys. That's very special to us. Um, CRS has the potential to be very, very big. And you guys have given yourselves the opportunity to be able to say that you had a small part in getting it off the ground. So huge thank you from everyone there at Team CRS. And we are so, so grateful and excited to be able to share our passion of racing with you, get you guys out on the track. And, those racing dreams are no longer dreams, guys. They're opportunities. So I'm excited to kick this off and let's get into it. Um, all right. Got a plug. Final day for founding membership price, guys. This is the lowest price that this will ever be at. At midnight tonight, that goes up to $549. That is the bare minimum for us. So we actually lose money on every $249 membership. Please buy it now. It's because it's just going to go up. We want you guys to get in at the cheapest price, and today is the last day to make that happen. There are a whole bunch of membership opportunities for teams. Please email us if you need assistance in any way. We're here to help. So if you have just joined, if you have never before seen CRS and you do not have a team, we're here to help create one with you or connect you with your existing team. So please email crs@garageid.com if you are either not part of a team or do not know if one has been created for your college. This is really, really important. You do not need a team to take advantage of all the massive discounts that we have, the education, the access. But in order to compete in the racing series, guys, you can't go racing by yourself. You have to have a team backing you, and we want to make that happen for you. So you need to email us. Even if you're kind of hesitant, email us. There are no stupid questions. We are here to help you. And it is such an easy process. And we're actually going to be talking about that process today. And we're here to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So guys, this education is what puts CRS apart from every other organization on the planet. We are combining education with athletics. So education, I know for a lot of people, doesn't sound that interesting, but guys, we are providing an education for you to go racing. You will be racing. What you will be learning in these webinars, these classrooms, these virtual classrooms, you will directly have opportunities to go take what you learned in the classroom and apply it to a real world scenario on the track, in iRacing, in endurance karting. So many opportunities for you to go take what you've learned and actually apply it to something in the real world. So throughout your journey, you will learn anything and everything, what it takes to become a successful race team and everything that encompasses that. And we are very excited to get going. So table of contents, guys. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we're about to talk about everything, but introduction to race team structure, and then everything that's required to get you guys built as a nonprofit 501c3 organization so that you can make the most out of any funding opportunities. And we'll talk a little bit about why that is so helpful for you guys. All right. So, race team responsibilities. This is a big one. So a good race team begins with how good its leadership and its organization is. I cannot send this home enough. I've had the pleasure of working with Clemson Tiger Racing. I was a co-founder of that. I've seen great leadership practices. I've seen terrible leadership practices and a whole bunch of stuff in between. It's not easy to run a successful race team, but by ensuring that at least one member of your club carries one of these responsibilities, and people may carry multiple, depending on how many people you have, you guys are going to set yourself up for success. And I really want to drive home this championship winning mindset and this legacy leaving attitude. Every single one of you have the opportunity to leave a legacy behind you, to leave something that is valuable for generations to come at your university, past your university, so much more. The mindset and the attitude that you bring to this, the opportunity and the members and people surrounding you is so incredibly valuable. And I want you guys to take it with a sense of responsibility that you have the opportunity to create something amazing. Not only, forget about CRS, but individually as people, individually as teams, and individually as universities. So what we're about to teach you is the gold standard of motorsports. This is the very tip top of the spear. We're going to encourage you to run your team this way. By no means is it required. Part of the beautiful thing about CRS is we are going to guide you. We are the guides. We are going to point you in the correct direction, but it is up to you to walk through those doors we have opened. And if you find a better way or a better solution for your specific team, we want you to go do that. We want you to tell us about it so that we can maybe even learn something from you. So CRS is a ground up racing series. This is new to everyone. There is quite literally not another racing series like it. The structure that we are about to tell you has proven to be highly successful and work hand in hand with our education. So bear with us. When we explain this to you, it is designed to go hand in hand with our education and the ground up series that we've built. We've also built this structure to handle teams of up to 100+ students. Guys, there are over 100 members at Clemson's race team. I know the Tulane Motorsports Club has well over 300. This structure is built to ensure that no one is left behind. No one's bored. No one's sitting there on their butt asking, how can I help? How can I be involved? There are always projects, always opportunities that are just open for people to go and take. And this has worked incredibly well with Clemson. It has ensured that no one's just sitting there bored. So let's get into it. So obviously the most exciting, I actually wouldn't say that. I'm gonna take that back. The driver is what a lot of people think. When someone says racing, they think driver. And that's because the driver is the face of the race program. They're responsible for so much more than just driving the car. This position requires extreme dedication to physical and mental well-being. The requirements is that you go to the gym regularly. You practice upwards of 5 hours a week, whether that's on a sim, in person at HPDE. You can even practice some things like driver seat position while you're driving on a regular road, making sure that you're in the correct seating position, your elbows at the correct 90-degree angle, and a healthy diet, because racing is intense. Sitting behind a race car for 4, 8 hours, sometimes 24 hours is grueling. It's exhausting. And I can promise you that if you have never trained that way before and you think you can go do it, the answer is no, you can't. You have to work for it. Next thing is you have to interact with the public. The face of the race program has to speak with people. You may have people coming up asking you for your autograph, your John Hancock. Your conduct outside of the club also reflects your club in a very, very big way. So please don't, become a driver of a race team and then, go to get arrested for street racing. That is a very, very poor practice. And that being said, it comes back to responsibility. You have an opportunity to leave a legacy. Don't leave a poor one. Obviously, you got to drive the car. That's what most people think, and that requires patience. So much patience. A lot of people think racing is so fast paced, and it is, but it also requires immense patience, skill, the ability to remain calm in stressful situations. You're also we highly recommend that everyone knows how to drive a stick shift. I would be I'm not going to say surprised. I've seen a lot of crazy cars out in the day, but a lot of cars are going to be stick shift in racing. That's just how it is. So please make sure you're proficient in that. You're also responsible for knowing the car inside and out. What this means is when a driver goes out, obviously you may have telemetry, you may have aim systems telling you all of the nitty-gritty detailed stuff about the car, but it's up to the driver to come back and tell their race engineer, hey, something's wrong. This vibration is not correct. The front end of the car is not tight enough. We need to fix this. That communication is essential for a successful race team. So drivers, you also have to know the car inside and out. And at the end of the day, racing is still dangerous. We have created, quite frankly, the strictest racing series on the planet. But at the end of the day, it is still racing. And you have to understand that it can be scary sometimes. And while we will take every precaution necessary on our end to CRS to ensure your safety is the highest we can, racing is still dangerous. And they have to be okay with that. So that's the driver. All right, race engineer. So this is a big one because they are almost entirely responsible for the success of the race team, depending on which track they're at that weekend. So the race engineer is going to work with the driver to decide the race strategy. You guys will be 2 to 4 hour endurance racing. So that has a lot of strategy. You will be changing have 4 different drivers. And this is actually a great time for me to also mention that the rules and regulations document is live at our fsbb.io website. And we will go into that later. So afterwards, please make sure to stick around and check those documents because they are quite interesting. They allow for quite the creative approach to being successful on the racetrack. The race engineer, back to that, must study and learn the track each team visits. And that also means knowing the rules and finding the gaps between rules to be successful. They are the secondary opinion for the preparation of the vehicle. The race engineer, think of a race engineer as the modem for communication between the driver and the mechanics who build the car. These are the people that are going to be taking what the driver says, putting it into a format that a mechanic can go adjust something on the car and getting a desired output. It's engineering. They're there to help maximize points for the team. But at the end of the day, they're also there to make incredibly difficult decisions. They are responsible for the car and the team. At the end of the day, if they feel the car needs to be retired, they're the ones who make that decision. They're going to be the ones sitting with the driver during the race. So it's incredibly imperative that a race engineer is quick and able to make decisions on the fly, because those decisions may impact the entire race for the team and potentially the driver itself. And they're again responsible for making sure this team stays rules compliant. So rules are there. There are always gaps between rules, and it's up to you to be creative to find those gaps to be even more competitive. But should you violate a rule, I can guarantee you the penalties will be severe. All right. Hang on. All right. Race mechanic. All right. This is some very hands-on stuff here. They are responsible for everything car related. And I mean, from bumper to bumper, they are the car. They are the know-it-alls. So they must prep the car before each race. They are going to fix the car when necessary. They are going to work with the drivers, the race engineers, to make sure it's suited to their driving style. Guys, drivers have different styles that they like to drive in. They may prefer a really sharp front end or a loose back end, depending on how their personality suits them. So it's up to them to figure out, hey, what's a middle ground? Because we have 4 drivers with 4 different driving styles. What's a way that we can position ourselves as a team to succeed with 8 different drivers? They also are going to have to be responsible for pushing the margins of what's legal and making sure they remain within that legal standpoint. They have to be proficient with most components of the car. If you don't know what a brake caliper is, you probably shouldn't be a mechanic. And you also have to study the track that they're visiting weekend to weekend, because the preparation of the car, according to the characteristics of whatever track, may differ wildly. So that's a really interesting one. Pit crew, probably the most underrated, praised part of a racing team is the pit crew. You don't change drivers, tires, fuel, anything without them. So pit crew are incredibly, I cannot overstate this enough, incredibly important. They're responsible for changing the tires, refueling the cars, assisting with the driver changes. They even can fix minor things. Should a hood develop a crack in it or a body panel, they're responsible for making sure the car is not sending parts at other drivers. They're also going to be responsible for prepping the tires for the weekend. So on the forecast, if it says, hey, it's going to rain at Sebring this weekend, maybe we should bring rain tires. That should be something the pit crew is analyzing weekend to weekend. Again, this is a very physically grueling part of the race team. You need to be going to the gym. Strength training is a must. If you've ever had to lug 2 race tires out while running and hopping over concrete fences, it's a little difficult. And you don't want to fall over and send a race tire going down pit lane with 40 other cars coming down. That would be very, very bad. And you're also going to want to practice with the car and the driver, just so that you understand what it's like to physically pull someone out of a car. Great. All right, guys, team principal. We got Toto Wolff. I think he's a great personification of what this is.
No,
The
no,
team
Michael, no, it's so not fair. It's so not
No,
right.
Michael, no.
Not like this.
Yes. No. For those F1 fans out there, there's some fun. But guys, the team principle is really big picture stuff. I kind of like to say it's an ocean that's an inch deep. And so they're kind of touching everything, but at the same time letting team leads do their thing. So they are dealing with the media, ensuring team members work together. That's something that cannot be overstated as team principal, is the efficiency and operation of the team. That's on the team principal. If there's a problem that arises, I've had so many issues between members, I can't even count them. But it's up to the team principal to navigate that situation correctly, to ensure that both parties are satisfied, to ensure that the team remains functioning efficiently and well. And just overall well function. So they can make final decisions. At the end of the day, the team principal is the head honcho. That is the tip of the spear. If they do need to, they can sometimes step in and make race decisions. But I really encourage people who are interested in becoming the team principal for their team, to view the decision for team success, not individual success. And that takes a lot of work to be able to be prepared to make those decisions. For example, some teams may be running two cars. In the event that you have to choose one car or the other, pick the car that's going to get the most points for the team, not for individual drivers. So they're also responsible at the end of the day for working with the business side of things and securing funding. If the team doesn't have money, then the team principal is responsible for finding ways to make money or finding ways to save on budgets. Team principals are also responsible for conducting leadership meetings. Again, ensuring every aspect of that team is running like clockwork and providing help when needed. The team principal should be someone everyone on the team is comfortable approaching. And as team principal, you should align yourself to be approachable. And that is something I can't overstate as well as, your job as team principal is to bring experiences to other people and to make sure everyone's experience is to the max. There's a lot of sacrifice that comes with this position. So we'll get into that later, but yeah. Media marketing. This, quite frankly, is the most underrated, underspoken, underdeveloped part of any race team, any entity, really. Media marketing is so incredibly important to racing. It's how you guys are going to get money at the end of the day. So media marketing is responsible for managing the social media accounts, interacting with the public. This is huge. Another one is training the drivers to be in public. Guys, we will teach you how to teach your drivers how to be trained to speak in public, how to be trained to answer questions, all of that stuff that when you're on a camera in front of 800 to 1 million people, it's difficult to speak. It's unsettling. It's awesome, but to get up there and stand in front of 1 million people can be quite intimidating. And we want to make sure that your drivers, the face of the program, are prepared for that. Media marketing are also responsible for managing the sponsor relationships. Now, this doesn't mean you're dealing with the money or the finances, but this is you're meeting people. Your job is to make the connections, to build the relationships, and then to maintain those relationships as time goes on. Just because someone gives you a one-time check of $5,000 doesn't mean that they may be prepared to write another check for 5,000 or maybe 10,000 down the line. So you guys should be inviting your sponsors to the track. Say, hey, come out, watch us race, cheer us on, cheer your sponsored car on. And then obviously your content to showcase the team and its successes. So this next part is very important. And I'll let Peter speak to this as the CRS members and the megaphone about what we are.
One of the things that we're so excited about with this program that we're building with you guys. And actually, I want to give props where props are due. Before we turned it on and let you guys into the meeting, Danny was saying, like, we have to give so much respect to all of you guys. I mean, you are our founding members. You're the ones that are helping us build this and build this well. And so part of that, and I hope for some of you, I know we've had so many conversations with students, alumni, vendors, retailers, sponsors, people all over the racing spectrum. And some of those conversations have been from students who look at this and say, well, I just want to join the CRS and become a member so I can race and I can get on the track for cheap. It's like, yes, that's part of the design intent, absolutely. But there's a professionalism that we're bringing here. And so I hope that you guys have seen from just the last 15 minutes as Jack has been going through this, that this is the golden standard. This is what we want every single racing program at every single college and university to look like: a professional, well-designed, well-managed, well-organized, financially responsible, transparent, respectable, and above all else, fast as hell on the track, right? And so we're bringing that professionalism to the organizational structure, and that's why we're giving you this. You might be thinking bland, but these are the things that we want you to think about as we help you build your racing program. So all that context to say, if you're a CRS member, we want to be your media megaphone. Are you building cars? Awesome. Send us footage. We'll put it on the big screen. We'll put it on our Instagrams, our YouTubes, our TikToks, our LinkedIns. We'll put it on everything. If you're doing a test day in your car, we want to make sure that we're getting that footage. We got video editors, right? There might be some amazing video editors in the room right now, or you might know of one that would say, "Hey, you know what? You give me raw footage, I'll make you look like a rock star," right? Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate your journey. And don't be deceived. The stories that we're going to be able to create together are going to be more than Netflix worthy. Some of the individuals in this room are going to go on to pro drives. Some of the individuals in this room are going to be part of championship winning teams. Some of the people in this room are going to own race teams in the future. Some of the individuals in this room are going to be starting their legacy today with us. And we don't know what that story is, but we want to tell that story, your journey into racing. We want to tell that story to the world. And so if you are a CRS member, you have the opportunity to drop massive amounts of media to us so we can tell your story and make sure that you're part of the firmament of this legacy that we're building here together. So I hope that excites you guys, because the more content that you guys can send to us, the more that we can push it out to the world and make CRS a global sensation.
Very well said, Peter. As 100%. All right. So, business. At the end of the day, racing does cost money. And while we have brought it to you on several orders of magnitude less, it's still going to cost money. And you're more than welcome to cover those small costs individually. But wouldn't it be nice if your team could pay for it? Your university could pay for it? Your sponsors could pay for it? And that's what we're here to teach you. So the business side of things is very, very essential to your team. We're going to teach you the best financial practices on how to budget, how to spend, how to save properly. We're going to teach you how to manage these financial relationships. So, how to approach a sponsor. What do you even do? Do you email? Do you call? Do you send footage? How do you do that? Well, guys, we have the answers for you. We have it all written out to templates so that all you have to do is copy and paste your name and school logo on that document and send it out to as many people as you'd like. That's what we're here to do. So they're also responsible for managing the projects. And I guarantee this is going to happen to at least 20 of you. An engineer is going to come over and say, "Hey, I need $5,000 to put a big brake kit on our car." And you're going to look them in the face and say, "We don't have the money for that." It's going to be funny. It's going to be really awkward. But that's the reality. You have to envision long-term success of the team. What I mean by this is examples like, without giving too much away from Clemson Tiger Racing, we always keep a certain amount of money in the bank, no matter what we're doing. And that's a pretty sizable amount. I'm not going to say the amount because that's a little much, but we keep a very sizable amount in the bank at all times for anything that should pop up, any emergencies that we're down at the track and we maybe need a wheel, or maybe our tire on our trailer goes flat and we need a new tire trailer or trailer tire, things like that. Those are the things that you need to be thinking about as a business manager on this team, is the long-term success and setting up your team to succeed by not throwing all your money away.
And part of that um, is also ensuring that we have continuity after you're gone, right? So many of these racing programs suffer from the cycle time of the 4 years, right? We have an interested party and we have a really, really enthusiastic class of drivers and racing enthusiasts, and they help substantiate the club and the team. And then when they graduate, poof, all of that work and the momentum goes away. And so part of the things that we're going to be helping you guys with, and we're going to be bringing speakers in to talk about this and experts to help you guys learn about this, is legacy. Is how to hand off the club with all of its responsibilities, with all of its requirements, with all of its legal, with all of its bank accounts. You're not just handing over, right, this idea of a club. You're going to be handing over bank accounts, right? And so there's a lot that we want to make sure that you guys are prepared for so that you can build, if you don't have a current team at your school, you can help build that team and then be able to help ensure that it lasts as you move into alumni status and you continue to engage as an alumni.
Absolutely. So, these are the typical number of positions that we recommend. Now, listen, we don't expect your teams to grow to 100 people overnight. That's really unrealistic. It took Clemson Tiger Racing 3 years to reach 100 people. But, hey, this is the gold standard. You may have 8 to 10 people on a team, and one person may satisfy two roles. If they're really good at business, they may also be really good at media marketing. If they're a mechanic, they may also be a really good race engineer. These are the things that you need to be thinking about. And the same with pit crew. You may have people running race engineer and pit crew when you need it. That being said, we recommend 48 drivers, not 48. Lord, 48 would be awesome. 4 to 8 drivers per team. This would satisfy the 2 hour and 4 hour endurance categories. We recommend 4 race engineers. So that puts 2 drivers per race engineer, 4 race mechanics, 6 plus pit crew, because it's always good to have backups. There is 1 team principal, 1 to 2 assistant team principals, 3 to 4 business, and 3 to 4 media marketing. Now, I would like to say that these are the team leads, what I've described to you. If you have a team with 100 plus people on it, you may have 15 people in the driver category that are all learning to drive. You may have 40 people on the race mechanics that are learning to work on a race car and everything that encompasses it. So as these team leads, it is your responsibility to lead the way for your team. And this is something I'm going to bestow upon you that's worked again really, really well in my experience. There are 2 distinctions. There are responsibilities and things that you're interested in growing into. Find something that you love, find something that you're good at, and do it as a responsibility for the team. But let's say you're a race engineer, right? And you're really good at setting up the strategy for a team, but you really want to go learn to be a driver. Don't tell them no. Encourage them to go branch out, to go to those drivers meetings, to learn what it takes to become a driver. And maybe, just maybe, the next time you guys go to an HPDE, they get out on track with you guys. They go driving and they learn to be both. The beautiful thing about this is that you are not stuck in whatever world that you want to assign yourself in. You have the freedom to learn from your peers about everything in this race team. And that keeps people engaged. It keeps people excited. And I really can't understate that enough, is you need to find a way to ensure that everyone can participate. Even if it's small, let them be a part of things if they're not exactly, that's their role. You know,
And on that note, we're going to be doing race simulations, right? Real racing simulations and endurance race simulations, which means that part of your education, part of the program is that you touch each of these roles at some level or engage as, as pit crew or engage in maybe an assistant team principal for the day or engage in and help out with the media marketing for the day. And so as part of your education, as part of the curriculum, it is required of you to understand each and every single one of these roles. The best teams in the world have specialization. But number 2, the best teams in the world have cohesion. And that cohesion is a shared understanding that each individual on that race team knows exactly what the other individuals are doing. Now, are they an expert in, turning a wrench? No, but they know what they're doing. They know where the parts are. They know if that race engineer is out. They know where to get to get the equipment, to get the extra spare parts, where the tires are, right? And so your ability to work cohesively as a team is a shared understanding of each and every role, and your participation in that is going to be essential for your overall team success.
They know how to hold the dang light straight.
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Like the center, not we all get stories where we're like, oh man, I had to pick up that role on race day. Didn't think I'd be doing that, but but I didn't make things worse. Is what the end of the story should be, right? Is I didn't make things worse. I did it just well enough that I didn't ruin the day for my team. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, guys, at the end of the day, you also may provide value for other teams. Let's say someone at your team is really good at 3D printing parts or is really good at digital imaging or a slew of other things. We are actually facilitating a marketplace to share wealth and knowledge between the teams as vendors of goods and services to other teams. And so that is something that we really want to encourage you to do. If you think that you are good or better at something than anyone else can kind of claim to be, don't keep it to yourself. Let people know. There may be a team that needs help with 3D printing or digital imaging or setting up suspension, all that stuff. And we're there to help facilitate that for you.
Absolutely. And I want to add an extra little bit of juice to this. That we want this community, this membership that you guys are going to be a part of, or for those who've already signed up, you're already a part of. We want this to be a deep community where we can knowledge share, we can spread the wealth, and we can lower costs. But not only those three, we want to we want to find opportunities for your passions and your skill sets to find users, to find people who can leverage what you care about. Again, I could tell you stories for days. People who are great at welding, we need welders. Great at 3D printing, we need that. You love skinning iRacing cars, we'll put you to work. We got hundreds of student cars for our iRacing series that would love to look more than like the Rexy Porsche, right? Though I think that's probably the best skinned car out there on iRacing right now anyway, right? And so, right, if you have a passion, if you have a skill, bring that to us. Let us know about it, right? We might know schools that might need that, right? We're going to have internship opportunities guaranteed, right? We're going to have placement opportunities guaranteed. And so the more that we know about our members, right, we can't know about everybody because there's a lot of surrounding periphery and a lot of cloud of witnesses that are looking in on what we're doing. But for our members, we want to serve you. We want to know what your passions are, what your skills are, and we might just know a guy who can leverage what you know, or we might be able to leverage you for the good of the greater community. And so please let us know. We want to create a marketplace of talent, skills, and resources so that we can make racing accessible to all.
Yeah, let me add in there to that, Peter. And I just want to add that something that some words that you probably have heard a lot is you've heard legacy, you've heard team over and over. And racing typically is not so much, it's usually a driver and some guys that are providing some trackside support. The difference between what CRS is that this is truly a team sport. I mean, just in this outline of all these roles that are provided, Jack has done a phenomenal job with CTR, Clemson Tiger Racing, and taking this club race team, and they're so efficient and they have it really, really well figured out. And they take the strengths of certain people and apply them in areas that they're passionate about. And I think it's really important, even for the founding members that are on this call right now that have just started, right? That have, 2 and 3 and 5 people on their team, and that's it. This might seem very daunting and very like an enormous undertaking. And that's why we're here, right? Is we're here to help you through every step of the way, to help build your team, to help build your finances, and to help grow your team and execute to get on track. And that brings me back full circle to the legacy, the word legacy. I think more than anything, I know that some short period of time, months and years down the road, we will look back at this and that you will be providing a legacy for your university and into the Collegiate Racing Series where some amazing things are going to happen and probably more exponentially than you could ever imagine. And so I wanted to come back and just say thank you again for you guys for jumping in and jumping in with 2 feet. I know I'm getting ahead of your other thing, but that's all right. It's thank you. I'm super pumped and I'm excited that that this is really my experience in racing has been so individual and some team, but this is so team focused. It's the thing I enjoy the most about racing is racing inside of a team. It makes it far more rewarding. There's more camaraderie, and as Peter said and Jack has said, we have the ability to draw on each other's strengths, even from team to team that we're competing against. So that's all I got.
Oh
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, well said, man.
And what Center's really trying to say is there's so much that we cannot tell you about that
yeah.
Oh man,
that we want to tell you about because like once we get all this stuff, well, let's just
it's
say
hard.
yeah, once you've paid your dues, then yeah, all will be revealed and you will realize what we really have going on here. We cannot wait to get you guys on track. All right, Jack.
Yeah, there's several, more than a few, many even massive things coming down the line. And it is taking the life out of all of us not to share this immediately with every one of you. But we're in the business of under promising and over delivering. So we will let you know when we have that sealed.
Great.
And we'll leave it there. All right, guys. Again, responsibility. I cannot stress this enough. Actually, it's probably the most important thing that we may ever talk about. If you're chosen to be or elected to become a leader within your team or a member, period, be prepared to make sacrifices. Be prepared to carry out this position with the utmost responsibility and integrity, because not only do you win and lose as a team, but the decisions that you make could directly influence someone's life. At the end of the day, racing is dangerous. Unfortunate events do happen. And while, again, we will take every measure to make sure that those don't, I don't need to tell you what happens if you forget to tighten a bolt. Man, it's serious. That's a serious thing. I know it's funny, but like that's a very serious thing. And just go into that with a sense of responsibility that, hey, this is a privilege to be able to experience racing. Because it is a sport that is very selective, and you want to make sure that you're carrying it out with the utmost responsibility and ensuring that everyone is going to walk away with a big old smile on their face, because that's the goal. All right. Guys, this is another huge thing. We are your career support. So this is something, a huge belief of mine. All the internships, all the co-ops, all the job opportunities, none of it matters unless you go find a career. All your education doesn't matter if you don't go get a job. And so what we're here to do is help you to become a better person. And so we want you guys, the reason why we have all of these roles and these titles is because we want you to go put, hey, on your LinkedIn profile, say that I'm a race engineer for Clemson University's race team, or Tulane University's race team, or Catholic University race team. That is so powerful on so many different levels. And it looks so amazing for you to be able to say that. I've had conversations with employers that are eventually going to employ you guys. They've said these things directly. Like, we want to see them getting involved with this at a young age, and we want to see them updating all of these things. We want to see their life, and to be able to experience an opportunity like CRS is going to set you apart from all of the other applicants. Something that I always stressed in my journey through college and then beyond was, how can I set myself apart? I mean, I know that's something that you've probably heard 100 times, probably from your mom, your dad, your brother, sister. It doesn't matter, but it is true, and it takes a little bit to swallow that. Hey, maybe your parents were right. How do you separate yourself? And there's a billion different ways you can do that, but this way is going to set you so far ahead than everyone. You are a CRS ambassador. You've bought into the series. You are now a CRS ambassador. The more that you grow, the more we grow, and the more doors we can open for you. We're not going to, push you through those doors. It's up to you to walk through them. But the more that you grow, the more you share with us your successes, even your failures, that is so valuable to you so that we can go share that with the world. Because guys, we have the connections. What we are going to do is provide that access to you and share it on this megaphone for your success, your career aspirations, your achievements. That's what we're here to do. Who doesn't like celebrating other people? And we are going to make sure this world knows it. And we are set up very, very well with one of our major corporate sponsors, FSBB, which I'll let Peter talk about.
Yeah, and I'll talk about it briefly. So we have partnered with a business networking startup. And what this business networking startup does is bring in business experts from product development, entrepreneurship, startups, business, finance, uh, marketing, branding, technology, and tools every 90 days. And so we have two wonderful ladies, Molly Truong and Taylor Carroll of the Full Stack Business Builder Network, who have not only given all of our CRS members here free year tickets to all four of their conferences every single year or every single quarter, every single 90 days, but also you get access if you're in Vegas to their physical lounge. You can eat sushi and drink for free if you're of age, obviously. And other events that they're at, like NASCAR, they were over there in Vegas, as well as Miami Formula One, where they'll be down there later this year. And so if you are a CRS member, you get free access to their entire business networking and all of their business networking events. And so they've also allowed us to leverage their community tool so that we can give you guys the curriculum, the program, and we can interact with all of our members privately and safely. And so we're really excited to be partnering with one of our corporate sponsors, Full Stack Business Builder, Molly and Taylor. I asked them to be here; they couldn't make it, but I'm certain that all of you guys will meet these two wonderful operators, very accomplished and successful entrepreneurs who are building a digital and global network of business experts that they're going to bring to you guys. So we truly believe in helping you in your career, not only as part of a race team, but beyond.
Well said. Well said, Peter. All right. So club creation. Guys, this is some very technical legal jargon that we're about to get into, so please bear with me, but it is absolutely essential that you get this right. It is really not that difficult, but I want to be here to walk through it with you so we can make sure that no one commits tax fraud. That would be bad. First thing, university affiliation. You guys are student clubs, alumni clubs. You are affiliated with your university, whether you like it or not. You guys need to ensure that you are complying with all marketing standards of your university. And guys, I've had the absolute pleasure and sometimes displeasure of working for a university. They differ wildly between each university as far as branding standards go. So for example, I'm going to use Clemson again because I'm most familiar with them. They allow all club teams, organizations to utilize logos, colors, but do not allow the use of university in any name or logo. It is hence why the team was called Clemson Tiger Racing and not Clemson University Tiger Racing. Same goes with the logo. You will need one. When creating this, make sure you adhere to your university's color palette if you do choose to do, for example, orange and purple. Clemson has a website, which most universities do, where they include the direct color codes, where you can enter that in to the computer and it will pop out the exact color. So there's no worry about getting the wrong color. And that's a big deal because Clemson orange is very different from Tennessee orange. That's a fact. So, all right. First thing about building a 501c3 is your employer identification number. So this is essentially the social security number for a business. It's the legal number that the IRS and a whole bunch of other legal entities use to identify and tax your business. You will need this for absolutely every step of the process moving forward. It is the very first thing that you should do. This QR code takes you to the portal to apply for an EIN. It takes literally 5 minutes. You will need a legal name for your team, and be very, 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 very careful with this. What you need to do is Google whatever state you live in, a business name search. So you'd Google South Carolina Secretary of State business name search, or Georgia Secretary of State business name search, right? You are going to create, quote unquote, a name, and you'll type it into the prompt, and it will tell you whether or not someone has used that name or not. Do not proceed unless the name you have chosen is available. And remember, do not include university or college in the name. So I'll give you guys just a few other seconds just to grab this QR code. Again, it'll be posted later.
And all of this is going to be posted in your membership account at go.fsbb.io. So once you sign up through Garage ID, the links are in chat. The replay for all of this, as well as the documentation, will be in there as well.
Yep, it'll be posted shortly afterwards. So, it's very, very important. It really does take roughly 5 to 10 minutes to complete, and you should get a response within 15 to 20. It's very, very simple, but it is absolutely essential. All right. So the 501c3 nonprofit LLC. What the heck does that mean? So 501c3 is a term that you will hear commonly in business. If you're raising money, you're doing anything in the business world, you'll have people ask you, are you a 501c3? Are you a 501c3? The answer is yes, you are. And what that means for you is being an official nonprofit. Any and all money that you receive or make can become tax-free. In addition, any donations are then tax write-offs for your benefactor. So this provides it's absolute icing on the cake for your sponsors. Not only does it provide direct money back to the company, but it makes it incredibly easy for them to go and file their taxes and save money in the long run. So it's essential that every team is a 501c3. And to do that, there are several steps. So just bear with us. Filing a business. What you're going to want to do is go to your individual state's online business filing portal. It's usually the Secretary of State. Only use .gov web pages for your state. There are a whole bunch of companies that want to file it for you for a small fee of $10,000. That is a total scam. Do not do it. It is so incredibly easy for you to file this. Cheaper, make sure you are staying with the .gov only. And what you'll need is that EIN. You will need a business address. Guys, you can actually use any address in the entire world, but make sure you have access to the mail there. So you can use your home address, your apartment, your dorm. It does not matter. It can always be updated later down the line in the Secretary of State's portal. Just make sure you have access to the mail. You will need that legal entity name. So for example, Clemson's legal name is Clemson Tiger Racing. You will need at least 2 people. And there is unfortunately a filing fee, but it's usually in the realm of $100 to $200, so relatively cheap. And you are going to want to go to the Secretary of State's website, and you are going to want to select Articles of Organization for a limited liability corporation. These steps are very clearly outlined. It's quite simply you filling in a whole bunch of information about yourselves, what your business will be doing, which you will be conducting education and facilitating a club level university sport. All right, guys. After you've done that, you have your EIN, you're officially registered as an LLC in your state. Guess what? You're still not a nonprofit. Even if every box you've checked saying, I am a nonprofit, I am a nonprofit. You are not a nonprofit until you fill out the form 1023 Easy. This is the official form request for a nonprofit status with the IRS. This QR code takes you to an entire section of their website, which has instructions how to fill this out. They're actually very good instructions. You will need to fill this out, and unfortunately, sometimes it can take upwards of 6 weeks. So please get a head start on this. Start this as soon as possible. It usually takes about 2 weeks to get back, to get your official 1023 letter and via email. But start on this early because sometimes they do get backed up, especially during tax season. So right now, tax season, and they're probably backed up. If you have any questions about what boxes should be selected, first, look at the instructions. Second, send us an email so we can help walk you through it. I've done this more times than I care to admit. Peter and Center, we've all done it more times than we care to admit. It's something we're very familiar with, and we are here to help you. If you're uneasy about a box that you just checked, don't file it without coming and asking us or sure that that's the correct way to do it. We're here to help. All right. Nonprofit means, oh, you're tax-free. Well, not exactly. So even though you're a nonprofit, you still have to file your taxes. And a lot of people don't understand that. So as long as your gross receipts, that means as long as the money in your bank does not exceed $50,000 per tax year, then you can fill out the 990N electronics tax form. This is about the easiest taxes can be. It is quite literally 8 questions, and it takes 5 minutes, and it's completely free. This QR takes you to the portal to complete that. When you get an EIN, you'll be prompted to create a IRS account. You can either use that, or as the preparer, which is the legal term for someone who does it on behalf of the company, in this case, you can use your personal ID.me portal to file this for you. Again, this is about as easy as it gets. If for some reason your gross receipts exceed $50,000 per tax year, it's okay if they're slightly above once in a time. This is normally, not always. If for some reason you're getting to the 100,000 plus, you will need to fill out the 990 easy form, which is slightly more in depth, but relatively simple and can also be done online. And the final step to legal creation is obtaining a bank account. Now that you've successfully filed with your Secretary of State, you have that EIN, you are officially a nonprofit with the 1023 letter. Do not go do this unless you have that letter. You are going to go open a business account with a bank. Do not open a personal account, open a business account. You will need, anyone who goes and has access will need to bring 2 forms of ID. We recommend a driver's license and either a social security card or a active valid passport. We again recommend going to a bank that has a ton of locations. I know a lot of people are very particular about what bank they use. We recommend banks such as Wells Fargo, Bank of America, that have locations everywhere, so that if you guys are in a pinch, it's very easy for you guys to go remove money from the bank account. What you're going to do is you're going to schedule a meeting with that bank location, and they will help you through that process. It is actually very, very easy. It's the banker really does all of it for you. But please only give access to people who directly need it, i.e., the team principal, assistant team principal, some team leads. You should have no more than 3 or 4 debit cards in existence. That is for several different reasons. One, safety, but also continuity. So you don't have people leaving the university and then keeping their card, and you have a card floating around the wild and you have to cancel everyone's cards. It's so much easier. Keep it small. Keep it to the people that really need to have access. And you will need meeting minutes. You can always Google meeting minutes templates. It's something that's very, very common. It's probably the most common thing done within businesses. It's meeting minutes basically is a legal way of recording what happens in a meeting, all of the decisions that were voted upon. So we have meeting minutes templates for you, and that can be found later on go.fsbb.io for our paid members. And all you have to do is fill in your club information logo. And then what you would do is say, hey, we decided to add, John Smith to the bank account, and they will be a legal representative and user of the bank. And that's it. And it's in my opinion, a little antiquated, but it's the way things are done, and it's very easy, which is the good thing. So at this point, after you walk out of the bank with your debit card, you are now officially ready to go raise as much money, do as many amazing racing things as you can. So, again, I cannot understate how important it is for every one of these teams to get 501c3. Again, we're not going to force you to do anything, but we cannot guarantee you that we will get a lot of funding unless you're a 501c3. If you're a 501c3, that opens up every possible door for us to go get you as much funding as we can get you and satisfy all your racing dreams. So.
We have opportunities with entities that would like to bless all of the collegiate racing teams from universities. And the only way that they are able to do these things legally is if you guys are fit in form legally from an entity structure and a management structure and organization structure. And so that we can present you guys as blameless participants, that you've done your duty well, that you have an entity, you have a bank account, you're all legal, so that we can pass on those benefits to you guys. So we're doing the heavy lifting. We're going to walk with you and help you through the entity formation. Any questions that you guys have, just make sure that you ping us on the community site, and we'll help you.
Yep. We're here to help, guys. For those of you that have had a meeting with me, I've probably mentioned this. There are no such thing as stupid questions. Email us. Email us. Email us. Email us. We are here to help. There are no dumb questions. So, guys, this is our April schedule. April 8th and 22nd, we are doing this all over again with more webinars. The April 8th is a huge, important one, which is all about funding. And then the 22nd is all about HPDE, our high performance driver education prep. This is basically your track days. So we have on April 18th and 19th, our first on track event with FARA USA at Sebring. I cannot understate how amazing of a track Sebring is. Guys, this destination facility. It really is. People go their entire lives without racing at Sebring, and they come to regret it. Sebring is phenomenal. It is a beautiful area at South Florida. The weather's going to be perfect.
Kind of mid-Florida.
Mid-Florida.
Kind of like in the middle where there's no wind blowing and gets a little hot and humid, but it's a sick track.
It's sick. There you go.
It's the hardest race. It's the hardest race on the planet, other than Le Mans.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
Daytona's hard too.
Yeah,
So
but come on, man.
it really is special. What we're trying to tell you is, guys, FARA USA has graciously offered unbelievable discounts to you guys. Those discount codes are available and the CRS members only, part of fsbb.io. I have also emailed people who have registered on Garage ID all of the discount codes. Please take advantage of this. The more people we get down there, the better it is for you and setting up success for future events at Sebring, future events at all over these amazing tracks. We are all going to be down there. I will be driving my personal car. Senator will be driving his car. Peter will be driving. We're all going to be driving. We're all going to be having a great time. And we want you to come out and learn. We're here to teach. That's what we're here to do. We want you to come out. We want you to take advantage of all the amazing instructors that FARA has. Take advantage of this opportunity. Because 2025 is all about getting licensed, and we cannot impress on enough that you guys have to have licensed drivers, and we're here to make that happen. But it all starts with coming out to track days, coming to these events. Even if you're not driving, come to the event. We will get you a seat in a race car and wheel you around this track and make you leave with a huge smile on your face. So come out, enjoy the weekend with us. Have a great time, enjoy Florida weather, and just, that's what we're in it to do, is have big old smiles on our faces, and we're all going to have them. Again, this is the final day for the founding membership price, to take advantage of all these discounts, to take advantage of all future educations. This is the only education that's open to everyone. It's the last day to get signed up for that. So just make sure you guys are getting that signed up. You can go to garageid.com and purchase all your memberships there. And I do want to explain, this is a great time to jump into the FSBB. It's called Circle, and the different websites that we utilize. So Garage ID is massive on so many different ways. They manage teams, car management, event management, signing up for events, social media within the cars, a marketplace for drivers, a marketplace for your teams to handle sponsorships. It's all automated. It's all there. It takes care of everything for you. It's so simple, and it's there for free for you to utilize. And the difference is Circle manages our education. It's our library of all of our materials, our documents, our templates. It's access to a community chat where you can get direct answers immediately. It's a form of social media, and it's the facilitation of all our education. So all of our tests, quizzes that you will take to be certified to go drive and certified to know that you're okay to work on a car, all that's going to be facilitated through Circle. So it's imperative that you have both. For those of you that have already registered on Garage ID, before we rolled this out, you have all been emailed a discount code, an individual discount code for you so that you can log on and get access to this without having to pay again. So please make sure you check your emails, check your inboxes. If for some reason you did not get one and you think that you've paid, email us. We will make it right. But every time someone buys a membership, you will get a code, an individual code to get you access. So you need to make sure that you are very familiar and checking these entities at least once a day.